already Saturday morning in New South Wales and Victoria, wherever you are around the world. Hope you're having a great day. I'm just doing a quick broadcast of a campaign race at Blue Moon Speedway, and this is really for the benefit of one of my mates, so he can see what the race is like and the settings and all those sorts of things, so that he can try and run this race. Now, as I've done in previous broadcasts where I've run this race, this is one of those races that's really handy for building your credits, because you can participate in this race, handicap your own car, run a clean race, not hit any walls, and win the race and get a very good credit prize. So setting wise, the trick is to pick a lower category car, like an N400 car. Try to minimize the power and increase the weight. That'll improve your handicapping percentage. Then you set your car up as you perhaps normally would. Make sure you optimize the gearbox to reach your top speeds on the main straights, etc. And then it's just really a case of driving. So I see someone's joined the broadcast, not sure who that is. Hopefully it's my friend. Excellent. Alright, so we're going to get the race underway. Hopefully you saw all that with the settings. You saw that I was, yep, good. So let's kick it off. And this race goes for 15 laps, and the laps are about somewhere between an early 47 and a late 47, I think, in the current spec. But the key is to not hit the walls. Whatever you do, avoid the walls. You can graze them, but if you hit them hard, you will lose all of your bonus. Hitting cars is not good either, but it definitely doesn't penalise you the same way. And some people will say, oh, this is a boring race because it's a speedway track, but it's still a bit challenging to get your lines right to maximise your speed to catch the lead car, because you can see he's 35 seconds in front, and you are running a handicap, so they are actually faster cars. Definitely a straight line. Normally for me, depending on whether it's got the LaFerrari in it or it has the McLaren F1 or the Bugatti Veyron. If it's got the McLaren or the Bugatti Veyron, I generally catch them and take them at around lap 10, 9 sometimes. If it's LaFerrari, it's generally lap 11. I'm trying to get some slipstream here with the two cars blocking the lane. And you'll notice when I first came into this corner on the second lap, I didn't get full braking, and I was worried I was going to plough into the wall. That's my problem with my brake pedal. And then there must be a bit of dust in there because the pickup's not giving me full braking power. So when I slam the brake on, the brake bar only goes up just past halfway, which is not enough to slow the car down. So this is the first corner, definitely fourth gear in this car. That wasn't exactly the best corner, but it came out not too bad. This corner up here you definitely don't have to brake for, it's flat out. I take a high line then come down onto it. Try and minimise brakes, tyre scrub. So I don't lose speed. This corner is fifth gear. And you just about 30% throttle till you get halfway through, and then you can go full acceleration, because fifth gear is not exactly going to haul ass as such. It's speed. So I'm doing I-47 at the moment, which is good, but I'll still catch the leaders pretty easily. This is what you really want. You want this toe all the way down the back straight. I'll be in purple when the next sector finishes around the bend here. Shallow, so it's going to cost me just like away about 10 k's of speed. It's moving faster than that. That's a bit better. Half the deficit on lap 6. Almost halfway. Technically we are halfway. It's J-Mac. Says you're not broadcast anymore. It's just me in the audience now. Why is it saying you're not even watching the broadcast? It says 0. Maybe your connection is not working. Oh, yeah, there you are, you're back. So they're only 3 seconds in front of me now on lap 9. Yeah, well, I had to get out of it because those two cars were going to come up and either I was going to run in the back of them or they're going to hit me into the wall. Gaddies and the Ferraris up there. I see him up in the distance. Too far back to get him through the corner, but I'll be right on his tails and come out of it. And he'll just accelerate away. Watch this. Watch how he accelerates away. Take him through here, but then he'll take me before we get to the first corner. Because I'll only be about a second in front of him, not even. Watch him go past me. Watch this. Growl. So he's got a massive speed advantage over me, but why it doesn't drive so well through the corners. Not that it's a great car, it's a road car. This is a road car, but it's a track spec car. I'm getting full power, it's intermittent. So there I don't have to brake full, no, I just have to back off a little bit, just for a brief moment. But up here at turn 1 I have to do full brake, but it's whether my brake pedal works properly, that's the question. Oh, I don't know. I have no idea what the brake... Oh, in terms of -2, -3, whatever, I'm going to get hit here. Yeah, -3, so I don't know if you can see my dials. That's the brake balance there at -3. I keep getting a bad run of the traffic and he keeps getting back in front of me. Now I should be able to get clear, I think. Basically I need about 2.5 seconds down the back straight to ensure that I stay in front of him in the next 2 corners. See him coming in the... No, you probably can't see him in the mirror, but he's coming right up behind me now. Yeah, just there I did. And definitely at turn 1 I have to, for sure. Can't pull it up otherwise. So where I brake on the wall up here, see the blue and white on the wall? So there's a blue and white just before the 100, and I brake at the blue, back to 4th, and then off the brakes as I turn in. Accelerate out. Isn't exactly a great exit. Final lap, 2.3 seconds. I try to avoid them just in case that affects the score. The number of wins. Watch this. See that? 540 wins. It's fair to say I could probably almost do this in my sleep. 12 minutes and 3 seconds, and the prize is, there you go, see? 345,000. Yeah. Well, the way I've been buying cars lately, I need to. Now, what car am I going to get? It'll probably go blue screen in a second while I'm jumping between the menus, I think, maybe. Maybe not. Work out. What do I get? What do I get? Oh, there's a Cobra. There's one GR3, one GR4 car. I'd like the Cobra. No, not another Audi. Oh my lord. well, the other night I got 2 Dodge Vipers in a row, but look at this, watch this. If I go to my garage, and let's have a look at how many of those Audis I've got sitting there. Yeah, watch this. Let me scroll down to where the cars are. So, I've got 2 of them, but I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then those 2, so there's 7 of them. Well, because that's what happens when you play the game a lot. I can show you worse than that. If I go to, say, Mazda, look at this.
You should have a look. You should have a look at the F1 car I just uploaded.
Alright, one a sec. Just what other brands that I don't touch? Peugeot. Yeah, look at this. Haven't touched any of them. I've done what, 4 or 5 liveries only. It's Peugeot. What's another brand that I don't really... Renault, I don't really... Oh, that's the what's... No, Citroen I don't. No, Renault. This will be similar, look at this. All the blank cars that I don't touch. Citroen. I think I might have done 1 livery out of the 9 cars I've got. Oh no, 2. I've done 2. But I've never drive them. Chevrolet, there'll be a lot of spares sitting there as well. Not that many actually. Ford. There you go, from here on there's a lot of empty cars that I haven't done liveries for. Mitsubishi. I think I've done 2 liveries, those 2, and then the rest are all just sitting there. Porsches are all done. Toyota, there'll be a lot that I haven't done liveries for. There you go. What's that? 12, 18, about 25 cars. Mazda. That's an RX-7, FD RX-7. It's like the car I used to own. I used to own one like that. In Laguna, no, not in Laguna Seca Blue, in Montego Blue. What other? 59 of these. There's a lot. These are all my Subarus. Some of which you've seen, but look at all the ones that haven't got liveries. Volkswagen will be similar. There'll be a lot of cars sitting here that haven't done liveries for, at least 20 of them. And who else? Mercedes, there'll be a lot of them. Whoops. Every Lamborghini is done. Mercedes will be a lot too. A lot of GR3 cars. A lot of safety cars. A lot of road cars that I haven't done liveries for. Jaguar, I don't know how many of them I haven't done. Alright, fair few. GR3s, fair few GR3s I haven't done. Honda, I don't know how many are spare in there. Fair few. They're all got. These are all this is where all my Novas are. So watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, is that all? And then I think for BMW, I think I've got as many Well, GR4s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, no, not actually. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, that looks like all of the GR4s. 19. So 19 GR4s. What I say about BMWs is that they are the best practical cars. Like, you know, if you need to have a 4-door sedan and you want it to be a sporty car, there is nothing better on the planet. Full stop. You know, provided you're not getting like a, I don't know, a 318 or a 118 or something like that, right? Those aren't good, but get up higher into the range of each model, and pound for pound they'll be the best sports type saloon you can have. But you know, is a Porsche 911 better than a 435 or a 440? Yes, it is. Is it better than an M4? Probably, but they're close. You know, but an M5 sedan is hands down the best sedan in the world. You know, by a country mile. And it's, you know, well above the E63, which is its Mercedes equivalent. You know, and the M3 sedan, again, I believe it's the best. You know, they might turn around and say the Alfa Giulia Sport, or whatever it's called, is better. You know, they said it was better than the F80. I still question it. You know. And the other thing too is like BMW with you know, I was talking to this guy today about flashing my car, and you know, because it's got over 100,000 Ks on it, he's like, look, I wouldn't do the full flash tune on it. I wouldn't take it to its, because basically what it's doing is increasing the charge pressure, right, which is basically increasing the boost. And he's saying, you know, normally I could do a 40% increase, no problem, your car would cope with it. But he said, because you've done over 100,000 Ks, just to preserve your car, I'll only increase it by about 20%, and that's still well within tolerances that these things are engineered for. But you know, there's it's still, look, it's, I think the reality is on say, for example, metal blocks that are low revving, that might be the case. But I think as you get to, particularly because these cars are twin scroll turbocharged cars, that puts extra strain. Like straight away they run a different compression, and that again puts more strain on internals than say a normally aspirated car. So, you know, from a durability perspective, I think it's gonna, if I go ahead and do it, I think it's like $1,200 bucks, and I'll get 20% more power. Basically, that's pretty good value. Well, I had the car serviced today, and it was almost half price what it normally costs. That included new coils and new sparks, and all the other stuff they had to do. And but the thing is that it's a fairly rapid car as it is. I mean, like I said, it's 0 to 100 is 5.1 seconds. That's not slow. And you know, when you consider that it is, really a standard sedan with sport suspension. You know, what else is sporty about it? The spoiler kit or the sports kit. But apart from that, it's effectively just a standard sedan in terms of its mechanical stuff. But with the twin scroll turbo, even with low boost, you know, it still kicks out enough power to hurl it along. So 20% more. If I'm adding 20% more horsepower, it's 245 brake horsepower is the current. So if I'm going to get 20% more, that's another 50 horsepower basically. You know, 20% carrying the same weight, that should make it very, very snappy indeed. But it just with an 8-speed box, it just gets up and goes so quick. And the twin scroll turbo means basically there's virtually no lag. You know, you sit there at set of lights idling at 800 revs, and at I think it's 1200, you've got maximum torque. So virtually no lag, and the power is still very linear. There is definitely a surge at about 3,800 RPM. You feel the second scroll of the turbo really come in, yeah. But then it also flattens out pretty quick too. Like once you hit, I think the red line is just under 7,000. But really, once you're hitting, I think 6,000 or 6,100 revs, there's really no point in staying in that gear, because your power curve is just flattened out at that point. So, which again I think is a good thing, because that kind of can help with durability. Remember, there's no point running into the red line, so you're not putting the engine under as much stress. But you know, if I weigh that up, getting that done for $1,100 and then hanging on to the car till March or April, and then with any luck, you know, I'm sort of hedging a bet here that, you know, G80s, there'll be more of them available. They have a bit more Ks on them, and the price will, you know, be down around the 130 to 135 mark is what I'm hoping. Especially the 2020 models, because it'll be 2022. But there'll still be stacks of them that are, you know, less than 15,000 Ks on them, and you know, that'd be what I'd be hoping for, and I can jump into one of them. You know, am I absolutely in love with the way they look? No. The F80 I still absolutely adore, because the F80 is the same as my car, right? It's just got the flared guards, but otherwise it's the exact same car to look at. And I love that shape and style. It's so much nicer than the G80 style. But the performance difference between the two, the M3 F80 and the M3 G80, is significant. You know, the thing's got an extra, I think it's 150 Newton meters of torque, and an extra 58 horsepower, I think it is. So the horsepower isn't a huge huge difference, but the torque is massive, and so as a result, it is significantly faster. But I could also hang out for another year and wait to see what X-Drive versions become available, because it comes out in X-Drive in, I think we get them in January or February. Well, all-wheel drive, yeah, all-wheel drive, right? But it's not. It's well, it is, but also you can turn it off. So much the same as the M5, you can go into M mode and you can turn it into totally rear-wheel drive, just like the traditional car. But I've been watching some of the YouTube clips, and there's a guy called Joe Achilles who's, you know, pretty popular BMW guy, and he's got a G80 M3, and he actually took BMW gave him an X-Drive to do a story on, and he puts his G Logic on it and does 3 runs, and he hits 2. They say 3.1. But he hits 2.9, or and then I think he does a 2.8, 0 to 60 mile an hour. Yeah, so it doesn't muck around. But you'd expect that from 550 odd horsepower. So yeah, so that's the other thought, is that I look at doing that. But again, that'd be more expensive. I think in England, I think they're £8,000 more. So I suspect here in Australia they're going to carry a $20,000 to $24,000 roughly increased cost. So that might be out of what I would regard as a reasonable price for me to pay based on my salary. But I think a standard G80, which is still no mucking around, still there's a part of me that says maybe I should just get an F80 and be happy with it, and it's less money and whatever. But I don't know. It's kind of, I think.
Boys, good night.
Huh?
I'm getting off. Good night.
Oh, okay. See you, buddy.
Yeah.
But I kind of think about it from the perspective that the newest you can get is a 2018 model, and if I buy it next year, then effectively, as far as the calendar goes, I'm buying a 4-year-old car to start with. And yeah, I don't know, something in my brain tells me, is that a wise thing to do? On some level it is a wise thing to do, because you can kind of say, well, probably the bulk of the depreciation has already gone out of the car, and at the moment most of them are sitting around I think the lowest is about a $96,000 for a 2018 with less than 40,000 Ks, and the highest I've seen for one that's 15,000 Ks is 129,000, which they're never going to get. They're never going to get that price. They've been in car sales for sale for over 4 months, and these guys are, either they've sold them for much less and they've forgotten to take the ad down, or no one's bothered to even talk to them because the price is so ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, ideally for me, my ideal one would be one that's less than 20,000, but they're the ones that are more expensive too. But there are some there. I don't know. It seems like I get up one morning and then I have a different view, and then I think about it through the day and I change my mind, and logic and practicality kicks in, and then you go, no, don't do anything yet, just hold off. I was in a meeting today with the Asia Pac director, and there were kind of hints there about whether I might be offered a higher position, and if that higher position comes with a higher salary, depending on what that might be, then I might go, no, for sure I'm going to wait for the newer version and pay the extra money. But yeah, time for us all to go to bed. Yeah, I woke up at 5 this morning, so I know how you feel. Alright, buddy. Yep, see you tomorrow online, maybe. Take it easy. Take it easy. See you, J-Mac. Bye, mate. And I'll also end the stream now, guys. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed our little chit chat about cars and M3s. And yes, if you were listening, I have been contemplating, I've been looking, and I've test drove a few F80 M3s, and kind of leaning towards holding off and getting a G80 M3 next year. but again, we'll see how that pans out. A lot of things have to fall into place for that to happen. So it's a wish, not a guarantee at this stage. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you again soon. Cheers now.